Good afternoon, students. I'm very happy to meet you all again after a short break. Today we are going to start new lesson in chemistry. In the last class we completed with the first lesson, basic concepts of chemistry and chemical calculations. I hope you are all thorough with the calculations now. Today we are going to start unit 6 as per the government schedule. The next lesson we have to go with is unit 6, which is gaseous state. Today we are going to start this lesson, and today you will be starting to write your classwork for the first unit, and from today's part you will be having only reading assignment. So the writing assignment will be your classwork part for the first unit. Okay children, so let's start the class. So we all know very well, if I ask you to stay you without eating food for a week, you will, and for water without 2 or 3 days or 1 or 2 or 3 hours you can manage, but you cannot live your life without inhaling oxygen for few seconds. So it is that very important we need to inhale the oxygen for our daily process. So here we inhale lung full of gases for every few seconds, and few oxygen will be kept inside our body for all the blood circulation purposes, and remaining will be sent out. We exhale the remaining. So here the air around us is in the gaseous state, which is the simplest states of matter. So you all know very well there are 3 states of matter. We have solid, liquid and gas, and the air which is present around us, it is in the gaseous state. So what we are going to discuss is, first let us know what is this earth atmosphere is surrounded of. So it is surrounded of air, in which the 78% of nitrogen, 21% of oxygen and 1% of other gases. And we all use this word gas and vapor, and we all think that both are same, but it is not actually. Both are different. Gas is a substance that is normally in a gaseous state at room temperature and 1 atmospheric pressure, while vapor is the gaseous form of any substance. It could be like solid or liquid. For example, liquid get converted into its vapor state at room temperature and 1 atmospheric pressure. So everything is not a gas. So there is a difference between gas and vapor. Gas, it is in the gaseous state at room temperature and 1 atmospheric pressure itself, whereas vapor, it could be a gaseous form of solid or a liquid. So that is the difference you need to know. So as you all know, there is 78% of nitrogen, 21% of oxygen, 1% of other gases. So of all the known elements, only 11 are gases under normal atmospheric conditions. The element hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, chlorine exist as gaseous diatomic molecules, and the other form of oxygen, if you take it is ozone, which is O3, which is also gas at room temperature. And the noble gas, namely helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon or radon, they are the 18 group monoatomic gases. And compounds, if you take, we have gases like carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, nitric oxide. All they exist as gas in the normal atmospheric condition itself. So we are going to learn the properties of gases and their related phenomena in this topic, in this unit. First, let us start with the gas laws. So the gas law, they have played a major role in the development of chemistry itself, because we don't, while performing any experiment, we don't leave any of the byproducts. Our byproduct may be a solid, liquid or gas. If any hydrogen gas is evaporating, we take it into an account. We study about that also. So likewise, gas laws played a major role here. The physical properties of all gases, they are governed by the gas laws that were formulated based on the studies of properties like pressure, volume as a function of temperature. So we are going to start. So before studying that laws in detail, we have to know what are the important parameters, namely first we have is pressure. So you all know very well pressure, it is divided by the force divided by area, we call it as pressure. The SI unit of pressure is Pascal, which is defined as 1 Newton per square meter. And there are also other units which we use very commonly. So as you can see here, the units like Pascal, atmosphere, millimeter of mercury, bar, torr, pounds per square inch. So these are the different units we use for pressure and symbol, and it is must that you need to know the values. It could be asked in your objectives. Moving on to the first law. So like we have many laws. Today we are going to discuss Boyle's law, Charles' law, and your Gay-Lussac's law. So first we have is Boyle's law. So here the Boyle's law is the relationship between pressure and volume. So as you can see here, we have 3 units. So already I told you before, we are going to study this gas law on 3 parameters, that like pressure, volume and temperature. So here the relation is between pressure and volume. So if you're going to discuss about pressure and volume, the relationship between the pressure and volume, then temperature will remain as constant. PVT you have to remember always. If you're going to relate any to the other, one will be remaining as a constant. Okay. First, this was proposed by a person called Robert Boyle. He performed a series of experiments to study the relation between the pressure and volume of gases. So first we have the schematic apparatus here. So he has taken a U-shaped tube in which he started to fill mercury. So he started to fill when both the sides were equal. Okay, so first here when he filled like that, the atmosphere was found to be 1 atmospheric pressure here. Okay, now in the second part, in the second diagram, he is trying to make this area. What is this yellow color area means? It is a gas. It is it is air trapped inside. So generally he is not making it he is not removing the air molecules inside the tube. He is just simply adding the mercury. So initially the volume was V. In the second diagram, he is trying to make the volume half of it, which is he given as V by 2. So now when he tries to do that, what happens is both the sides of the tube are not equal. We have another extra part here, which is 760 millimeter extra. Okay, in the third diagram, he is just making it quarter of it. In the first two diagram, he is having 1 atmospheric pressure with a volume V. In the second diagram, when he decreases the volume, the pressure has increased to 2. So when he decreases the pressure volume by half, the pressure has increased to 2 atmospheric pressure. So when this was further reduced into quarter, the pressure was atmospheric pressure, the pressure inside the gas was found to be 3. So as you can see, the yellow color part is decreasing slowly. Whereas this decreases, the volume of the mercury is increasing, and now it has increased to 1520 mm. So now why is this happening so? So initially the air molecules were free in moving inside. Now I am reducing the space. So now for example, your only 5 in a classroom. So you have so much space to move here and there. Now I am decreasing the volume by increasing the number of students. So I am going to put 20 students inside the room. Now what happens? There is no space. The density has increased. So therefore the pressure has been increased inside. The volume has got decreased for each and everyone, but the pressure has decreased for the molecules, gas molecules inside. Now again in the same classroom, I am adding 30 more students. Now almost 55 students are inside the classroom, where the pressure has increased further into 3 atmospheric pressure. Okay. Now let us see now. Mercury was added through the open end at the apparatus such that the mercury level on the both the ends are equal. So how he is adding the mercury? He is checking both the sides are equal or not. Now he is adding more mercury until the volume of the trapped air is reduced to half. So this is the trapped air inside. Now it has been reduced to half, which is given as V by 2. Now as he do that, the pressure exerted on the gas by the addition of excess of mercury is given by difference in mercury levels of the tube. Initially, the pressure exerted by the gas is equal to 1 atmospheric pressure, as the difference in height of the mercury level is 0, because here it was the difference is 0. Now when the difference was 760 millimeter, it was found to be 2 atmospheric pressure. So now when the volume is reduced to half, the difference in mercury level increases to 760 meter. Now the pressure exerted by the gas is equal to 2 atmosphere. So this led him to conclude that at a given temperature, the volume occupied by a fixed mass of gas is inversely proportional to the pressure. So here, so what he is keeping as constant, this Boyle's law gives the relationship between the pressure and volume. So what is the relation now? As the P and V. Okay, pressure and volume. T is constant here. Temperature is constant here. Now as the volume increases, the pressure is decreasing. As I increase the volume of the mercury, as I increase the volume of the mercury, the pressure is decreasing. Or otherwise, if I decrease the pressure, the volume is increasing. Okay, so likewise it is just the inversely proportional. So it is given by mathematically the Boyle's law. You can write it as the volume increases, the pressure is decreasing, or as the volume decreases, the pressure is increasing. So it is given as V is inversely proportional to pressure. So inversely proportional means you all know very well, you have to give it as 1 by P. Okay. T and N are fixed. Temperature is T and N is the number of moles. So to remove this proportional, we are introducing a constant called proportionality constant, which is small k. Now when you rearrange this, what happens? This P and V join together to give it as equal to K. So at constant temperature and mass. So Boyle's law is applicable to all gases regardless of their chemical identity, provided the pressure is low. Okay, therefore for a given mass of gas under two different sets of conditions at constant temperature, we can write it as P1 V1 equals P2 V2, which is equal to K. So now when you write this, when you plot a graph for this, P is inversely proportional, P is directly proportional to 1 by V. So if you plot a graph for this, you are getting a constant increase. So when you plot for this equation, you are getting like this. Instead, if you PV equal to K, if you plot a graph for this, the second one, you are getting a curve like this, which means as volume increases, the pressure is decreasing. As pressure increases, 1 by V is also increasing. So this could be any way. As pressure increases, the volume decreases. So it could be taken in any way. Okay. Now the PV relationship can be understood as follows. The pressure is due to the force of gas particles on the walls of the container. So as I told you already, if the given amount of gas is compressed to half, if to its volume, the density is doubled. So as you compress the gas, so by increasing the volume, so what happens? The density is getting doubled and the number of particles hitting each other will be more. Therefore, the pressure will be increased. Okay. So these are the possible questions here. So as you can see, Define pressure. What are the units of pressure? State Boyle's law and explain Boyle's law. These are the possible questions from this part. Next, moving on to the Charles law.